And when I do that, it will be.
Hello.
Put one like right here,
Just
so
wait for Brad
it's
to get
actually
over.
visible. I won't put them all the way. I won't put yours like on the ground in the far corner. Like, yep, I printed one. I told you I'd print one. It's like on the ceiling. I'm like, yep, it's right up there. It'll be visible. Okay, I'm going home, guys. Thanks for everyone who came by. Thanks for everyone who liked this video.
I'm here now.
You should like all the Paintball Ruin My Life videos you watch. And then share them on Twitter and Facebook. Preferably Facebook. Who actually uses Twitter? I don't know. I feel like Twitter's
Hi. Project.
Okay.
Roberto.
Ladies and
Where
gentlemen,
my setup? Empire,
it's about that
EBS,
time.
Fire.
I'm going to go
CS1,
home. You guys enjoy
Ninja
the rest of your
SL.
evening.
I'll get right to that. I'm live right now. So, how's everybody doing? How's it going, Richard Carter? Old Soul, howdy. I am Rome. What up? Bornax, hello. Jason, what's going on? So, rate your future setup. Empire EBS, CS1, Spire 3, and Ninja SL. Without knowing which Ninja SL, I'm going to say a solid 9.02384.5. Yeah, pretty solid on that. How is he supposed to include the mask when rating your setup if each face is different? I like the EBS. I think it's a fantastic set of goggles. But since you don't have it, I'm taking off 11 points. So, figure out where you are. Sup, super fat guy, 69. What's going on? Rate your setup. G-Tech 160R, die rotor, grills, Ninja 6845. I'm going to say 8.5. Let's see. These are going way too fast on my phone, so I'm going to... Jake from NorCal. E-Tech 5, Impulse, or Ego 11. I really like the Impulse, but I'd probably go with the E-Tech 5. I am never going to Brad's. I go to Brad's all the time. I'll be at Brad's probably tomorrow. Yo, Fox's Den, lag. Is everybody else lagging, or is it my connection, or is it Elias? Never mind. Okay, so I'm gonna put this back over here, so it looks like I'm actually kind of looking at you guys. Let me kind of get my. Oh, I forgot to shut my closet, so you see my laundry bag. Is it still there? Not lagging. Okay, there. How is everyone doing tonight? So I can kind of sit back. You're starting to get into paintball. What do I think about the Zodin Chaos 2? It's a good starter paintball gun for a $200 budget and to get a feel for paintball. Racing Rivals Ryan. I would go with a Mini GS over in a Zodin. Do I have any 5-star Ziploc bags? The ones that come with the Imperial 5-star paint? Is that what you're talking about? I'm just going to have to do that. Actually, there. I don't have either doctrine. I don't have a field or a store. My brother has a store, and he's got a distribution company. I don't think I have any of those bags, Spencer Singer. Jake, you gave away that last lanyard. Nope. You got it right here. I might give that away tonight. Best $200 beginner marker. Who was that asked that? Cameron Clark. Where are you from, Cameron Clark? Best $200 marker. Do you want electronic? Do you want mechanical? Do you want brand new? Do you want used? Which one? Exactly, Jack Lucas. If you buy 5-star paint or Hellfire, then you get the free bag. What pump would I recommend? CCM. There are a lot of other good ones. The Bob Long MVP is a fantastic one. Super fast, super smooth. They're about $700. CCMs are $600, $700, $800 and up. Even a used CCM is pretty much the same price as a brand new CCM. So I use CCM. I'm thoroughly happy with mine. I also have a couple of Phantoms that I wish I had here because I'd show them to you. But I'm actually selling them because I'm wanting to buy a Jeep. So yeah, if someone wants to buy a nice Phantom or two, that'd be cool. I think I have one sold. And then I'm also selling my Carnivore. I'm selling my Carnivore. The E1 Pro, it's a fantastic marker. 34 viewers. Hey, I appreciate that, guys. I need some more thumbs up, though. I got 16 thumbs up, just like Brad. I'm asking for thumbs up. I've been doing it all the time because, hey, thumbs up, that's how we know that you guys appreciate us. It doesn't cost you anything. Bornax, how much for the Carnivore? I'm putting it at the top of the price list. It's $900 shipped. But it comes with an original Caner, one Caner back. I think it's a 689. It's kind of big. And the tip, the yellow gold tip. It's a beautiful marker. You all have seen it before. I froze. Stream froze. It's good on mine. Anybody else? Am I still here? Am I still moving? No froze. No froze like as in, no, I'm still frozen? I'm back. Okay, so Bornax, that Carnivore, it's expensive. It's $900. I did give away the Exalt Tech Mat. It's actually, talked to the guy today. He's going to be getting it in the next few days. What kind of paint should I use for an Azodin Chaos 2? What paint do I recommend? An Azodin Chaos 2, I wouldn't go with like Hellfire or 5-star or anything like that. Vulcan Redemption Pro. I would go with a mid-grade paint. Most of the time I would anyway. I would probably go with a Vulcan Graffiti. Super good paint. Or you can get GI 3-star, GI 2-star, GI or Empire Formula 13. I would get the best paint I can afford, especially if you're going to use a marker that's not quite as fast as, say, something like a Carnivore or something like that. Ooh, you'll give me your E-Tech 5, your 160R, and your Shocker. That's a possibility. That is definitely a possibility. Looks like I froze. Yes, I use rec paint as well, quite often. Not because it's hard. I use it because I can shoot straight. Lag is so real. That's crazy because I'm touching my computer that has all my stuff in it. But I have to use my phone. Let me do something real fast. Rate your setup. Shocker RSX, Vulcan VSL, First Strike 48-4500. I don't like the First Strike nearly as much as I like the... Is that better? Is that better? Unfreeze, just as you say, because it's hard and then shoot straight. Okay. Is that better? Can you get me? Yeah, I got a bad connection or something. I need to get a camera that will live stream. I've tried to do that. I bought this mini recorder for over $100, and I bought a couple cameras. My GoPros won't stream to it for some reason, so I'm stuck here using my camera. And I just lost like 10 people watching. So if you haven't yet, please subscribe. Just give me a quick subscribe. So anyway, so that's what happened. My beard is jamming your Wi-Fi or something. I know that happens quite a bit. I get that a lot. So let's go back up here. Dustin Zislin. Rate my setup, please. Haha. KP 3.5 pump. I haven't played with it yet, but I like it. I like the Zodin KP3. It's a good starter, lower entry level, but it plays a lot better than the price. About to get the Proto Primo hopper. 48 3000 Empire CF tank and V-Force grills. Because of the tank, I'm going to rate that about a 6.5. If you got a better tank, it'd be a lot better. Okay, just 1 second. Okay, good. I saw N-word and I'm like, no, nobody better use that language here because They will be banned. What does a used CS1 go for? If you're selling it to me, $300, Anthony. No, I'd say probably about $900, give or take. 1,000 maybe, depends on condition. Hey, what's your language, Spencer Slinger? Thank you, Bornax. Yeah, I don't like when people just drop a bunch of F-bombs in here, so if you don't want to get put in timeout, please just kind of chill out. So, what's a good setup under $200? There's really not, unless you're going really used and you're going like, hey, I'm going to get an old PMI2 that's 20, 40, about 30 years old. You can get for about $75. I mean, for $200, that's really putting a limit on it to get a whole setup. Because I mean, you're thinking you got a gun. A decent marker is going to cost $100. The cheapest gun I would get would be the Tippmann 98, and that's $120. So then, if you buy a cheap tank, a $50 tank, you're looking at $170. Then you got $30. Get a hopper. You can get the Proto Primo for $15, and you got $15 left over from $200. Tax pretty much eats that. So I guess for $200, I get a Tippmann 98. I would get either a Ninja or a Valken or a Tippmann or Empire. They all make essentially the same thing, but I'd probably go with a Ninja 48 3000. So that's $50, and then the Proto Primo is $15. So what's that? 100, $180, 185 plus tax. So that's the setup I'd go. Let's see. What's a good setup for a Zodin Blitz 3? Personally, probably the same thing. I mean, you can get a small, a used, either Empire or Valken or Ninja carbon fiber tank, for about $100, and then I would get probably a Halo 2 for about $75. Actually, I'd get the Z2 Prophecy Z2 for $100. What about an Ether 2 and a hopper or a tank? What would hopper and tank would you get? Well, that's going to be way over $200. But yeah, if you go and get an Ether 2, then the hopper I would get would be the Z2. It's $100. And I would get probably the Superlight 68 tank. So, Michael, I am Rome says, at Michael Dingo, it's not that much money, I play too much, that's my thing. I'm trying to get in more into the tourney scene, and at Chandler Burrell, how I work for everything I have. Okay. Thanks, Snowcat, I appreciate it. Just kidding, okay. Sorry about that, my stepbrother took my phone, Jake. That's no problem, just make sure it doesn't happen again. I don't hate you. Paintball costs money? That's right, yeah. Paintball, it costs a little bit. It doesn't cost nearly as much as it used to. Thank you, Cameron Clark. I appreciate it. I don't have a cool do-do-do-do-do-do. Let's see. So I'll spend about $300. If you get the Tippmann 98, you can get all that for less than $300. But if you already have an E-Tech 2 or Ether 2, then you can get a tank for $205, get the hopper for $100. So yeah, you'd spend about $100. Then you still have goggles to get. Or if you got the Tippmann 98 with the 48 3000 tank, the what's it called, Proto Primo, and then get a good set of goggles, because the goggles are the most important thing. Let's see. Am I going to WCPPL, that's a West Coast Paintball Players League, tournament at Camp Pendleton? When is that, Ryan Granell? Shrub Assassin. Wasn't it like 25 cents per tube of paint? That'd be about the same price as it is now, about 2.5 cents a ball. It was actually, when I first started playing, my brother paid $5 for a 10-round tube. You got to keep the tube, but those were like 50 cents, maybe $1 back then. So yeah, I wish it was 25 cents for a tube. I will try to make the setup, or I will try to make that sound for what I lack in technical ability. I appreciate it. Yeah, that's what buy, sell, and trade groups are for. You get stuff over time. See, Black Friday Paintball made a video on the Azoden Chaos 2. Would you be able to check that and tell me if it's a good setup? If Black Friday put it on there, it's a good setup. Junior has been playing. He played professional paintball. He knows what he's doing. He's there to help the players. He's not there to gouge people. And he's got a good store. And I would definitely listen to what Black Friday Paintball and Junior say. Paintball's still on TV, Cameron. I have not seen it in a long time, unless it's like on a commercial or it's on a TV show where they're always sitting there with their goggles up here, and it really, really pisses me off. How about my Russian Legion shocker? Okay, that's a question to another person. I don't know what David said, but he got sent to timeout. Who else playing this week? You're not a fan of the i4, and even though the i5 is bigger, I wouldn't purchase a Die Envision ever again. I couldn't stand the Die i4s. I could not stand them. They were so tight, and they're sitting there and squeezing your face, and I wear glasses, and I've got a nice, awesome, amazing beard. So hot air, kind of get trapped. I wear the i5s, and I absolutely love them. Okay, not in timeout. Cool. Shrub Assassin, any help or any advice on helping a dying field? Please be more specific, and I will definitely answer your question. You're not playing this weekend, Ryan Fitzgerald? That sucks. Anthony does have like 56 guns or 5 or 6 guns. Between me and Gordo, my son, I just hate the CS1. Why I'm getting rid of it. Yeah, don't fill paint grenades with acid. What do I think about the grills? I think they're fantastic, Snowcat. Snowcat, the V-Force grills are fantastic goggles. If I didn't have glasses, I probably would be wearing them. They fit really well. They feel good. It's just that those lenses are nice and snug like this. And so getting them on my face over my glasses, it pushes my glasses into my eyebrows, makes sweat pour down my glasses. Then I fog up. So that's the main reason I don't. Losing player and nobody's over there. Okay, so the losing players and nobody's ever there. Are they losing players because it's a safety issue or bad management as far as they're rude, they're not willing to change? Is it bad reffing, or they don't make the refs, or they don't have the refs do anything except for just stand there? Do they chronograph the markers? How do they treat younger players and newer players? There are a lot of questions that need to be asked. Customer service is the key for paintball. There are lots of places people can go play paintball. They can go play in the woods. But to get that benefit, or to get the dollars worth of going out there and playing, you really need to set yourself apart. Whether it's having the best field or having the most interesting field, the most important thing is customer service. Because you can have the best field ever, but if the owner is a jerk, people are not going to go there. You can have an average field, and if your owner's a great guy, great woman, they're trying to bring new people and new blood into the sport, then that field can thrive. It just depends. Did I freaking freeze up again? There I am. I'm back. Yeah, I did 2 backflips actually. Ryan, you missed one of my backflips. So just go in there with a good attitude and say, hey, I'm here to help out, Shrub Assassin. Take younger players under the wing. One thing that I can't stand is if a person is helping ref, if they start telling me, hey, there's a guy over there. And it happens all the time, like, because they think that people want to know that. Most people don't. I'm like, hey, be quiet, be quiet. Like if I shoot somebody or someone on my team gets shot, and they start telling, hey, he's over there. I say, whoa, 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 don't tell me. That dead men don't talk. Conversely, if I get shot and I'm walking off the field and someone's like, hey, where are they? I say, I'm dead, I can't talk. And I say it loud to make sure that anybody around me knows that I'm not talking to that player and giving away someone's position. Because if you're telling somebody where somebody else is, and that person who they don't know where they are yet, they're sneaking around and they're about to get a shot on them, and you're like, hey, look, watch out, there's a guy about 20 feet to your left behind that bush, and then they shoot him. Man, seriously, would you like somebody to do that to you? That's bullcrap. So, don't do that. Hello, Skylar. Let's see. I am Rome, but I didn't think the whole evoke system for the I-5 is allowed in tourney, so I could be wrong. That is correct. It's not. Now, there might be some small, non-affiliated tournaments, like just, hey, let's come out to the field and have a local tournament. They might allow everything. But for the most part, in NXL events, they are definitely not used. If you're caught using them, you can probably get banned, at least for that tournament. Michael Dingo despises indoor fields with bad cleanliness. Yes, if you have an indoor field, sweep the paintballs off the turf. Get them away from there. Don't let them just sit. Wash the bunkers down. Take them outside. Spray them down. All that kind of stuff. Let's see. Snowcat, thanks again. You're literally my favorite YouTuber just because of how you do your best to answer everyone's questions, give such awesome answers, and that froze out. So your advice has been so helpful. Thank you, Snowcat. You are literally one of my favorite YouTube subscribers. I appreciate that. Smell so bad. Me or you, Richard? Oh, indoor fields, yeah. There is a distinctive smell of indoor fields and your gear bag when you have paintball stuff. If you have an indoor field, a lot of times, if you take all your paintball gear and you've been shot up and you put it in a bag and you put it in the back of your car or in the trunk for 6 weeks in the summer, and then you open it up, you're like, oh my God. That's pretty much how indoor fields typically smell all the time. So David Lowe says, it's sad how technology evolves so much faster than the methods we use. Humans are too ambitious, yet too stubborn. That is probably the deepest post I've ever seen on my YouTube channel. Thank you, David. Seriously. Why isn't the evoke system allowed? Well, the evoke system is for the the evoke system is for the DI-5. That actually might be allowed because it doesn't communicate with other players. I was meaning the Empire EVS HUD, the heads-up display, because if you've got everything synced, you can tell where each of your teammates, everybody who's using the same technology, you can tell where they are. So if they're eliminated, you can tell if they're over on the side. So that would be illegal. I'm not sure if the evoke is not. I haven't really looked at that. Wish Racing Rivals Ryan says, I wish I lived somewhere closer to paintball fields because I live in New York and the closest paintball field is 1 hour away. You guys are lucky. There are a lot of people that have a lot worse than that. When I lived in Tennessee, it was about 2 hours to the nearest paintball field. When I lived in southeast Missouri, whenever we closed our field, it's an hour to the nearest paintball field, and it was not a good one. So it was like 3 hours away. If you live in the Midwest, parts of Nebraska, Iowa, Kansas, Oklahoma, you can be 6, 7, 8 hours away from a paintball field. But yeah, it does suck. I'm lucky. I have 10, 12 paintball fields within an hour of my house. So that's pretty cool. Let's see. Michael Dingo. Let me go up here and see if there's any. Is the Freak XL worth the money? That is a relative question. If you can afford it, I would suggest it. If you already have the Freak, you might not notice a big difference. I've not tried out the Freak XL. I would like to do that in comparison with the regular Freak. But if you got the money, the Freak is a fantastic system. So I imagine the Freak XL is going to be even better with efficiency and a little bit tighter grouping once you do bore match the paint. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to find this video that I did just that. I did a video with 3 different bore sizes, and Crimson Roll Time, I can't say that name though. I can say Crimson. You're going to sleep, have a good one. Hey, you too, Crimson. Go Hogs, go Irish. Let me find this one bore matching because these guys like have all kind of big events or big graphics and crap like that. So let me go to my channel because I think it turned out really well. My videos, I have 638 subscribers. Once I get 700, I will be giving away another tech mat, or 750. Once I get 750, giving away this tech mat, which is giant. This thing, I don't know if y'all remember, but it turns into a nice shroud, a nice shawl. Oh man, from Exalt, they were nice enough to donate this. When I hit 700, Exalt was also nice enough to donate this. So I got about 40, 50 more, something like that. I'm going to be giving away this awesome lanyard from Exalt. So, Ryan Fitzgerald, I know exactly what those words are. I'm an Arkansas fan. I'm a Notre Dame fan. I cannot say that role of whatever. Yeah. So, but yeah, I know exactly what that is. I was a sports editor for 15 years. College football is right up there with paintball. It's my favorite thing to watch. And yeah, I know what he was saying, but I can't say that. So who watched my unboxing video? Y'all know what that was about? That was today. Does matching your paint? There's my video for the matching the paint. So what I'm going to do is right here. There's a bore matching video. Let's see, the Pizza Jedi, yes. I am a paintball wizard with a great Odin's beard, great Odin's ghost. Chandler Burrell, you work at the field where you live. Where do you live? That is true, Michael Dingo. I would rather drive an hour to a good field than hope for a field right next to my house. So yeah. I did a video. There was quite a bit of difference. If you're talking about the XL or the Freak barrels, there was quite a bit of difference. When I bore matched the paint, I mean, it was. I think I even have the numbers. Yep, I got the numbers right here. When I had a bore that was too large or overbored, the plus or minus feet per second for the 695 was 35 feet per second. With Hellfire paint, which is like the best paint you can get. New World paint was plus or minus 37 feet per second, and the Rip was plus or minus 42. When I shot with the Hellfire 677, again, 695 was 35 feet per second off. 682 was plus or minus 10 feet per second. The New World was plus or minus 37 at a 695, plus or minus 7 feet per second at the 682. And the Rip was 42 feet per second at 695 and 20 feet per second at 682. So there's a huge difference whenever you were actually sizing your paint to the bore of the barrel. So Michael Dingo, when he started in paintball in the city of Chicago, there were two fields, one southwest called Action Village, the other south called Badlands. Now we have several fields. Yeah, I played at CPX in May for Living Legends. It was awesome. Shrub Assassin, is CPX worth driving 4 hours? Yes. Especially if you get to play, if you're playing on the Badlands or the Armageddon fields, it's freaking ridiculous. I don't know where Kyle Spica is. It's crazy. How do you start a team? Just get some guys together, Robert. I was going to say Robert and then Roberto, sorry. Roberto, get some guys together, go out and play. Find a local small tournament that you want to join. Just go out there and play. David Lowe, 35 plus or minus is a 70 feet per second. That's not exactly what it was. Plus or minus, it was with the highest feet per second and the lowest. I explained that on the video, but say it was like the highest was 275 and the lowest was 240. So that got the plus or minus 35. So it was plus or minus 17 and a half. But it was a difference of 35 feet per second. So, and the average velocity, say the Hellfire at 695, was 266 feet per second at 682, it was 290.4 feet per second. So a 24.4 foot per second rise in the velocity when you bore matched. So, and you're shooting out, you're being more efficient because you don't have air going around the ball. They really do work. Let's see. I'm off tonight. I'm sorry. I think you're talking about Kyle Spickett, but I could be off too. Super scientific. That's as scientific as I'll ever get. Augusta, Georgia. Hey, ever been to the Masters? Underbore versus overbore, asked Jack Lucas. I would not overbore. You're welcome, David Lowe. I'm glad that you learned that you love physics. You should become a physicist. I don't recommend overboring unless it's a really humid day. And then your paintballs are going to swell. If it's really hot, sometimes they'll swell. But I wouldn't really call it underboring. I think if you have the optimal performance, that is the right bore. Most people are going to say, oh, it's underbore. And that is true. But if you, in my opinion, and my opinion is not the same that most people say, I would say that if you get the optimal performance, that is perfect boring, not underboring. Most people are going to say, no, you're underboring, you get better. But I think that if you underbore, that's when you get paint breaks. Best high-end marker for $1,000 plus, Vladimir Bond. Yeah, the CS1 is awful nice. The M2 is fantastic. I'm a fan of the LV1, even though I don't like poppets. Let's see, Michael Dingo. Or first, Roberto or Robert, CSR or CS 1.5. I think they're essentially the same marker with different milling. I'd go with the cheaper of the two. Whichever one's cheaper, whichever one I can get at a better deal, that's what I'd go. Michael Dingo says, I've noticed a slight difference from the old Freak kits to the GOG Freak XL. And does appear a longer control bore. I totally crashed. Can people hear me? A slightly longer control bore does improve the shot enough to justify the cost. Yeah, they did all this science stuff and said that 8 inches is the 8-inch control is the optimal length for control. But if you had like an Empire Sniper or the Resurrection Autococker, you get 5 backs, and those are 7, 8 inches, something like that, 6 inches. So they're probably good. Happy days, I found a pork chop and corn in my fridge for dinner. Way to go, Bornax. 687 in today's standards? No, it's more like 682, 684. Good connection over here. Awesome, Snowcat. Where are you from, Snowcat? Let's see. It's good that companies are experimenting. Yeah. No, Bornax, I will not do that. You've only gotten me like 5 times on that. I don't think I crashed. I think you did. See, Ryan, it's a small field. Just basically my team there most of the time. Okay, that's back and forth. Old Soul. Did they ask Tom K about that control length? I'm not sure. But that's what all the publications and material all said, that it was the best. Eastern part of Florida. Where in the eastern part of Florida? I am Rome. Thoughts on the push masks or gear in general? I think they look really awesome. I've only seen one pair in person. A buddy of mine, Michael Williams, he was a referee at the Almost Famous Paintball League, which if you've not tried that out, try it out. It's pretty cool events. But he was a referee this past weekend at this event, and he had the push goggles on. I was like, man, those are awesome. Where'd you get them? I tried them on. They fit really well. They were really, really comfortable. I could see how they give a lot of ventilation. So yeah, I thoroughly think they will be a success. And then the goggle back case that it comes with is freaking ridiculous. It's like all molded to the specific goggle. It just is a really nice, sleek packaging, but also good quality. So yeah, Michael Dingo. 684, kind of scrolled up, so I'm going to look over here. 684 seems to be the new standard, yet markers still get shipped with 689 and 691 barrels. Yeah, I don't know if they think that they're just going to come back, or they're just like, hey, we've already made these barrels. We're not going to make a whole bunch of new sizes and cost the money to do that. So maybe that's the reason. Or they know that people are more than likely going to get an aftermarket barrel or a barrel kit. And some companies, they might just be like, we'll go ahead and send a 691, and they have to get a different barrel and a different barrel kit. And if they get, say they got ABC Paintball, made this awesome marker, and little Johnny got ABC Paintball's XYZ marker, then he's probably going to get the ABC barrel or the ABC barrel kit. You lived in Gulf Breeze? The Dolphins? But that's not Eastern Florida. That's Western Florida. Snowcat. That's Western Florida. One of my good friends is a sports editor at the Gulf Breeze Daily News. Jason Thompson. I'm sure if you know anything about sports, he's been there for like 12, 15 years. Really good dude. But Snowcat, where do you play paintball? Because do you play at Panhandle, or wait, I can't think of the name of it. You mean absolutely amazing. Let's see. Can we talk about how awful the shaft 4 barrels were? You can, but I never shot one that I noticed a difference in anything. I mean, it wasn't like, oh my God, this is amazing. But I didn't think they were horrible. Racing Rivals Ryan. Honestly, I really don't know any of the guns you're talking about. I feel like a complete noob because I am a noob. What marker do you have, Racing Rivals Ryan, and where do you live? Carl Owens is fast. Right, why sell free kit with 689, 693 back? Exactly. I mean, now that's just to have the in case your paint swells. But, yeah, I'm not a fan of those huge barrels. Doesn't Mike PB live in Florida? Possible. We try to talk about horrible things. We try to stay positive. That's right. My bad, and go Dolphins. Do you go to Gulf Breeze High School, Snowcat? Gulf Breeze is a nice place. I lived in Pensacola, right along Escambia Bay and Scenic Highway. I lived right off Scenic Highway on Summit Boulevard, Jamestown Estates Apartments. I drove through Gulf Breeze quite a bit, at least 2 or 3 times a week. I always drove under the speed limit. Under the speed limit. Congratulations on graduating this coming year. Make sure you always drive under the speed limit and drive safely in Gulf Breeze, because, you will get a ticket. I mean, if it's 35, you better be going like 32, because you're going to get a ticket for going 34, 35 miles an hour. It's a speed trap. But what's your favorite restaurant down there? Peg Leg Pete's. That's always a popular one. Flounders is one of mine. But my favorite, Snowcat, have you ever been to Pensacola to go to Blue Dot Barbecue? If not, you have to go to Blue Dot Barbecue. One of the best hamburgers I've ever had in my life. They don't have cheese, they don't have fries, but they got one of the best freaking hamburgers ever. Any good fields in Pensacola, I am Rome? You're going to vacation in Florida this fall? Absolutely not. The worst field I've ever played on in my life. Now, they've done some improvements, but the place where I played was called Danger Zone, and it was on Naval Air Station Pensacola, and their safety netting was a yellow piece of tape separating the field and the bleachers and the staging area, which was 10 feet away from the edge of the field. But yeah, Blue Dot Barbecue is over in De Villiers, I think. So it's like you go downtown Palafox, take a left if you're going north, take a left on, I think, Government Street, take a left, go to De Villiers, take a right, I think, maybe left. But it's only like 1 or 2 blocks off of there. Best burger ever. So, Skylar's looking forward to the 1v1 at Living Legends. Why is that? Or at Legends. I'm not sure which Legends. Do tell, a good burger. Man, it's just freaking amazing. Man, these things are going by too fast. My friend played at the Naval Base Park and said it was horrible. Ryan Fitzgerald, is that at Pensacola? Because it is. It is the most unsafe, horribly run place, or it was 3 years ago whenever I lived there. Racing Rivals Ryan does not have a marker yet. I'm getting into Zoden Chaos 2 and follow the setup with Black Friday Paintball recommended, and I live in New York. Hey, go to a local field, local store. Check that. Go to a local store and try to see if they've got what you need. If not, check out Black Friday Paintball online. They're one of the online retailers that I do suggest going to. They'll take care of you. Tell them I sent you. Tell them that Brad from Paintball Ruin My Life sent you. They probably know him more. But yeah, Snowcat, Blue Dot Barbecue. There's also Tom's or Tops, and then Jerry's Drive-In on 17th Street. Cervantes. Yeah. Hurlburt Field. Hurlburt Field is in Fort Walton Beach, and it was supposed to have opened like 2 years ago, and it was really supposed to be nice. What I think about Planet Eclipse Chandler putting out the CS 1.5 and destroying the value of the CSR. I don't like it when manufacturers do that, but yeah. Snowcat. Jerry's has some of the best shakes I've ever had in my life. They're delicious. And also, Snowcat, do you ever go to Alfresco? That's downtown Pensacola on Palafox and whatever street, where they have, I think it's 90 and Palafox, where they have like 4 or 5 Airstream trailers. If you go and Z Taco's still there, go to Z Taco, get the El Gigante burrito with the green salsa. Dang, that stuff's good. I need to go to Pensacola. Just like gain like 500 pounds. Yeah, all the trailers, go there. No, the best shakes, says Ryan Fitzgerald, are from the Amish around me making it homemade. Yeah, that'd be pretty good. But Jerry's shakes are freaking awesome. Let's see. Oh, dang, I wonder what they'll look like. They're trying to dump CS1 bodies so they can make the CS2, says Jack. Possibly. Do I know any good paintball fields in New York? I don't, but if you go to Google, and I'm not trying to be sarcastic or anything, but go to Google, search paintball fields New York or upstate New York or wherever you live in New York, and then go to Yelp and check out their reviews. If you've got 1 or 2 people who are just like, this is the worst place ever, if it's 1 or 2 people, it's probably just somebody who had a bad day or a disgruntled ex-employee. If it's 50% of their reviews, it's probably not really a safe place, not a good place to go. Conversely, if there's only a couple reviews and they're like, this is the best field, oh my God, these are the best people ever, it could be someone who works there. So go to a field or go to find the reviews that you have multiple reviews of the same field and go to different sites. Yelp is a very good one. Go to the Facebook page of these fields. Check them out, ask them questions, ask what their prices are, ask if you're allowed to bring your own paint. BYOP is bring your own paint. Ask if you're allowed to do that, or if it costs to do that, or if you have to buy paint at the field or whatever. So, tell them Jake from State Farm sent you. I don't know who Jake from State Farm is. Come on, man. Oh, I'm way back. Let's see. Ever been to Iowa? I have been to Iowa. I've been to Des Moines, Iowa. Des Moines. Yes, I know it's Des Moines. I've been to Des Moines. And I was doing some real estate appraisals out in that area. So, yeah, I've been to Iowa. Michael Dingo, I didn't like how more high-end guns are going with the dust anodizing and make you pay a higher price for polished color pass. When I buy a high-end gun, it should be polished and attractive. Yeah, I like the dust black. That's my personal preference, is a dust black. But I definitely see your point. If you're going to pay $1,000 for a marker, you should get a lot of the bells and whistles. Then again, when you buy a Mercedes-Benz, it's not always the top-of-the-line flagship with all the bells and whistles. You can get a Mercedes-Benz with all that stuff, or you can get a Mercedes-Benz, same class, but a few things that the extreme high end doesn't have and save some money. Yeah, it's a small world, but I wouldn't want to paint it. It'd take a lot of paint. I'd like to paint it with paintballs. Chandler Burrell says to Jack Lucas, he digs the Gamma Core, but he loves the IV Core. 3-piece bolt is so much nicer when cleaning than the 5-piece on the Gamma Core. Yeah, more pieces, more pain in the butt. But the Gamma Core, man, it's like almost indestructible. It's pretty cool. If you don't want to spend the money on the 4-core, or your marker it's not compatible with that, like the G-Tech, the Gamma Core is nice. David Lowe wants to play paintball in all 50 states before he dies. I need a high aspiration. That's a great aspiration. Excuse me. Racing Rivals Ryan, I appreciate that. Thanks, man. You're a pretty cool guy. Thanks for helping me out. I'll definitely sub to your channel. I'm watching me sneeze right there. Woo, that felt good. I appreciate that, Ryan. You're a pretty cool guy, too. Thanks for subbing. Anthony, I didn't see your question. Do they have fields in Alaska? Yes, they do have fields in Alaska. Oh, I don't know what your message was. I'm sorry, David Lowe. I'm not sure what your question was. Let's see. Jack Lucas says, when the Gamma Core came out, all our Planet Eclipse reps said they messed up and made it too good to put in mid-range. Yeah, I mean, that's a definite possibility. I mean, it's a really good deal for that marker. Got another technology advancement in paintball comment from Michael Dingo. I feel like the technology advancements in paintball have been stagnant in the past 4 years. Seems like old tech is being rebranded and remilled for premium prices year after year. Yeah, I can definitely see that. I mean, there are some markers that, I mean, I think the CS1 is really, really cool. It's done some innovative things. The Diam2 with a freaking display about that big. I love the Diam2. I think it's one of the, to me, it feels the best in my hands of almost any marker. It feels better than the CS1 and LV1. It feels better than the DM14s and 15s. It just freaking feels amazing. Racing Rivals Ryan, how many markers do I own? About 10 or so, but I'm selling 3 of them. Proto line has advanced. Yeah. The Proto Max Rise is a definite improvement over the regular Proto, and it's a big step up. Let's see. Anthony, you're going to be on my team the next Fatal event in August. That's the plan, Anthony. Definitely plan on that. Carl Owens is waiting on the Bob Long Force. Me too. I'm definitely looking out for that, because I think that's going to be a lot of coolness. Vladimir, your phone is burning hot. It's overheating. Put it in a nice cold bucket of water. It won't overheat. Don't do that. Do not do that. MVP, I better be. I won MVP of the last game. And they're like, it's kind of a low turnout. So I didn't get my plaque. I didn't get my certificate. And then the last game, someone's like, you were the MVP, but we're going to give it to somebody else. No, they didn't do that. Let's see. Michael, man, you're asking a lot of good questions. Look at the Defy D3s. You get airflow through the grip, which was an amazing concept, and now it's done in a gun between $200 and $300. And here you got E-Tech 5, which still uses a pipe to the reg externally. Yeah, I don't have a problem with that air pipe. It doesn't get in the way, but I don't shoot that gun. So I've got macro line on mine. I got a gun with macro line from the ASA to the grip / regulator. Then again, I also have a gun that you have to do that. Or you can hold the trigger down. But you have to pump it. So, no, let's not ban David forever. I don't even know what he did. Someone please. If you're being a child, David, or if you're using foul language, stop. If you're not, stop. Old Soul says, Racing Rivals Ryan, anything in New York you are probably going to have to drive a bit? GRC or MVP for anything west of Syracuse? It's water resistant. Water resistant, but not waterproof. Do I like the Bob Long MVP? I've played with it one time, and it was a fantastic marker. I prefer my CCM S6. I like the body style of the S6 better. It looks like an old autococker, so I really like that. But the Bob Long MVP is a fantastic marker. You can't go wrong with it. If I had gotten it and played with it, I'd probably say the Bob Long MVP is the best marker ever, best pump marker. But I got a CCM S6, so I say that is the best pump marker ever. It's whatever I have is the best. That's how I roll. Jack Lucas, sometimes it's a step back. I shoot my 3.5 over CS1 as much as I can. I hear that a lot. In fact, I heard that when the G-Tech came out, hey, let's go ahead and let David stay in. Don't delete any more of his comments. I want to see them, and if I think they're bad enough, I'll ban him. But let's go ahead and let him just do what he does, and just don't interact with him anymore if you don't want to. And I'm not saying that bad against David or anybody, but I'd rather it turn into, hey, let's kind of chill out here. Let's all be friends. We're here for the same reason. Okay. So, but yeah, I heard a lot of people say the 3.5 is better than the CS1. I heard people, though, would say that when the 3.5 came out, that the G-Tech was better, the regular G-Tech. It's all personal preference, and a lot of that comes down to money. If you can't afford something, a lot of times you're going to be like, hey, that's not as good as what I have. Mine's just as good. And it might be almost as good. It might be better. But most of it's personal preference. He might deserve it, but we're just going to let him chill. I don't understand how Ryan Fitz is avoiding Bornax and Jake with how rude he's being. I haven't seen what he's doing because I'm trying to read the questions. So let's just, if you got a problem with somebody, just don't talk to them. Because I don't want this to get into a little freaking pissing contest. I want this to be a fun place for everybody to do it, or I just won't do them. But yeah, so if you got a problem with somebody, just ignore them, and we'll be good. Everybody agree to that? I agree to that. Okay. The G-Tech shoots just like a CS1. I've heard a lot of people say that. Carl Owens. Will ICD ever come back? ICP hopefully won't. You know who that is? All right, that's it. You are done, David. You were fun. I appreciate it, but telling people to kill themselves, that's not cool. I made that decision. Sorry. Yes, super fast. I was going to say the same thing. ICD made a pump gun. Insane Clown Posse, yes. Indians Clown Posse, insane, but I think I knew which way. So yeah, oh, there you go, insane. Man, I hate having to freaking ban somebody. That's just, I like David. Oh well, don't go around telling people to kill themselves. Hey, and on a serious note, the lead singer from Linkin Park, a band that I never really paid attention to, they're just not my type of music, I don't hate them or anything, he killed himself today. So I do want to reach out to anybody who might be feeling depressed or anything. If you're feeling depressed, talk to somebody. Reach out to somebody. And don't be like, oh man, I feel like everybody hates me. Sit them down and say, listen, this is what I'm going through. I've lost 5 or 6 people in my life that have committed suicide. It's a serious, serious matter. And conversely, if one of your friends comes up and is like, man, I just feel so depressed, I feel like I'm worthless, blah, 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 take them seriously, man. Listen to them. Tell them you're there for them. Depression is a very, very serious issue, and it's a very serious topic. So if one of your friends comes up and says, or even a stranger, man, take them out, say, hey, let's go get a Coke, let's go get a burger, especially if you're at Blue Dot Barbecue in Pensacola, Florida, because that's the best burger I've ever had. Take them out and just show them that you care. Wow, Bornax, I mean, that's brave admitting that. kudos, man. I appreciate you adding that. But yeah, I mean, I was never a Linkin Park fan, but if somebody who had that much success and was that famous and seemed to have it all, they weren't happy. So don't think that you're a broken person or anything. No, I didn't say take them out and do some coke. Go take them out for a Coke, for a Coca-Cola. But yeah, reach out to somebody. If you see signs of depression, just be a friend. So let's get back to paintball. All right, so most kids in your school, let's see. KP3 or sniper? Night Raider 605. Is that your area code, I'm assuming? Where are you from, 605? Do you have the money for a sniper? Or do you... Exactly. Hey, Bornax Robin Williams did have a great quote. Last thing I'm going to say about it, hopefully. Suicide is a permanent solution to a temporary problem. Everything's temporary, guys. Everything's temporary. You got to get your mind right. Sometimes it's hard to do, but... So where was that one? Sup, Jose. So Knight Rider 605. Do you have the money for a sniper? If you have the money for a sniper, I'd go with a sniper. If not, if it, like Chandler Burrell says, for your first pump, go KP3. It's cheaper. You'll get pretty much all your money back for it. I mean, you can't go wrong with it. It's fun. Saves you money when you're playing pump. And that's another thing with pump. Like my CCM S6, it's like a $700 paintball gun. It's a $700 pump gun. It's not fast. I mean, for pump, it's fast. But it's not fast compared to anything else out on the market. I mean, a Tippmann shoots every bit as fast as a CCM S6. But I shoot a lot less paint, so I can buy higher end paint, and it's more accurate, and so I'm not missing as much. Oh, well, I'm missing every bit as much because I'm legally blind, really. But yeah, I would get the best pump gun I could find. If you can get a used CCM, either a T2, an S6, S6.5, S5, anything CCM, and it's working, and you're like $400 or $500, get that. I got a deal on mine, $450, because I knew the dude, and I was like, yeah. So, Racing Rivals Ryan, have you ever heard of the crossbow marker? The thing looks like you get tired right away. Well, I've seen the airbow, or the arrow gun, AIROW gun, and it's a bow and arrow, essentially. I mean, it's a bow. A crossbow would be out like this, and you pull the bolt back, but the bow is actually horizontal. The airbow is actually like a bow. So, yeah, those are pretty cool. I've actually played with one, and they're pretty cool. And you will not shoot a whole lot of paint with it. I roll my beard dirt. I don't have any beard dirt. I might have some in my hair, behind my ears. My beard is clean, baby. It's always clean. Ryan Fitzgerald, you're out of here. Got to sleep. Peace. Thanks for the fun stream. Thank you. I appreciate it. Snowcat, what's impossible? Dual-wield arrow guns. That's not impossible. It's just really highly unlikely. Vladimir Bond, what paint do I use? I use whatever we have at NorCal Paintball Store. But typically, I like the higher-end paints, especially if I'm using my pump gun. I will use Hellfire from Draxus, made by GI. 5-star from GI. Valken Redemption Pro, Valken Redemption, Valken Graffiti. I'll use like a $60 paint and up most of the time. Draxus Silver's worked really well for me. $60 paint and up. If I switch over to my Carnivore or anything like that, I will shoot like a Valken Infinity because I'm going to shoot a lot of it. So, but my Carnivore is up for sale if somebody wants to buy it. You only play pump when it's beginners playing? Yep, that's cool. Where'd it go? Michael Dingo, I hated maintaining my TCP Extreme Autococker, but for some reason I feel like I'd pay $700 to have it back. Is that weird? Such a love-hate relationship. Not at all. Not at all. I know where you feel. Let's see. Kilo is greater than Infinity. Yeah, but I mean, it's a little bit more expensive, too. It's, I think, $45, I believe. But Infinity is a field grade paint. It is designed for rental markers, which are going to be typically Tipmans. They're going to shoot and they're going to be hard on paint. So you really, really want a really strong paint that's going to bounce too. My go-to marker, Racing Rivals Ryan, is my CCM S6. How old is that beard, Vladimir Bond? About 2 weeks. Except for this part, where it's gray. That's probably about 20 years. I grew this out first, along with this, a long time ago, back when I was a child. It's a song, don't text. 8675309. Yep, it is. That is a song. New World Paint. I've shot it. I've got some over here. It shoots great for me. I like it. Kilo is greater than Tango, which is greater than Infinity. Yep. And Graffiti is greater than Kilo, which is greater than Tango, which is greater than Infinity. And Redemption is greater than Graffiti, which is greater than Kilo, which is greater than Tango, which is greater than Infinity. And Redemption Pro is greater than Redemption, which is greater than Graffiti, which is greater than Kilo, which is greater than Tango, which is greater than Graffiti. Or Infinity. Yes, the higher up you go, the better paint you're going to get. But if you're balling on a budget, Infinity's a good paint. If you're playing against experienced players, you're going to have to shoot them a couple times to get them out because it's probably going to bounce. But I mean, I've lit into a group of 8 or 9 players from about 40 yards away, 40, 50 yards away. The Zap Cryptic, yeah, it's better than Zap Cryptic. So I'm just like, and I just shoot like 20, 25 paintballs into this group that was like 40, just lobbing it. And it starts hitting beside them and hitting them, and they're just out. So, they were new players. And I just like, it probably wasn't 25. It was probably 10, 15. But once one of them got out, they are all just throwing their hands up, out, 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 out. And so, yeah, most of the time when you're playing rec ball, that first shot, you hit them, they're going to call themselves out. Jake old, so he knows. That's right. Thoughts on the Spider Hammer 7? They don't make it anymore. Fast guy. But I thought it's a really good platform. It's very modifiable. Takes first strike rounds. I saw a guy shoot a guy at like 90, 95, 85, 95 yards at Decay Nations. He's like, hey, you think I can hit that guy? He's like, probably. We didn't think he could, at least not for a couple shots, but up. Second shot hit him from 85, 95 yards. So, yeah. Why did Dye cancel the CG line of paint? I don't know why Dye canceled the CG line of paint. But they did. This is some of the best paint I've ever shot. It just smells like freaking catfish bait. Let's see, do I have another one? Yeah, I do. They're all sealed. I'm debating on whether to shoot them. I am a show off. It's some of the best shooting paint, best marking paint. It breaks on people. It's just freaking ridiculous. I will sell these for $35 a bag plus shipping. As you can see, it's not broken or anything. No broken paint. I can't guarantee that it won't be broken with the post office or whoever doing it, but that Dye CG, I'll sell it for $35 a bag. I don't have a dye dam behind me. Why don't I use it? Because I can sell it for $35 a bag. It's really good paint, but I have access to other really good paints too. Bornax, going back to the stronger paints, he'll shoot somebody once and then follow up if they don't call themselves out. Exactly, that's what I try to do. If I'm in a battle with somebody and we're face to face, and someone shoots me 20 times, and I step out into it, or I'm standing out there and we're battling and it hits me 20 times, that's a battle. If someone's standing behind me and shoot me 8, 9 times in the back, I'm like, come on, man, seriously? You had to do that? Because we're playing, I play rec ball. I'm 40, almost 42 years old. I have bad knees. I have a horrible back, 2 compressed vertebrae, pinched sciatic nerve. I'm not running around and diving and crap like that. I'm not playing competitive. So if we're out in the woods and someone shoots me 8 times in the back, we will be having a talk. And I've had many talks with many people because I get shot quite a bit because I'm not that good. What's a good pod pack for around $50? The Valken, I think the Valken Redemption. It's the Valken something, maybe the Valken Fate harness. They're about $50. Which is better than GI? Jose says, Jake, which is better than GI? Which better than Valken? And so on. I wouldn't say it's better or not. They're different. Valken, to me, is much more consistent. It's going to be the same every time. And if that's what you're looking for, I'd go with Valken. But then you get to those super high premium ones like the Draxus Hellfire and the 5-star from GI. You can't beat those paints. The Marbleizer, especially, I think they brought back the Gator Black, which is the old school green and black ball with a really nice thick green fill. That's what I'm going to try to start shooting because that reminds me of the good old days when Marbleizer was like $175 a freaking case. Let's see. Super Fat says, thanks. Some shops in Canada still have them in stock, so I might pick one up. I don't. Okay. Oh, for the hammers. Okay, yeah. I think that's what you're talking about. Vladimir Bond says, I only try to shoot people once, and people are like, why don't you walk the trigger? Because I'm not trying to give anyone a bad night. Exactly. See, you're the exact kind of player that fields need. I don't know why people think that it's fun to shoot a 12-year-old kid 13 times. Now, if that kid's a jerk, maybe it is a little bit fun, but I still don't recommend it. Because if that kid doesn't come back, he's not bringing his buddies back. If that kid has a good time, he goes to school the next day. He's like, man, I had such a good time in the paintball field. We got to go next week or next month or whatever. Man, just don't just light kids up. Now, if you're in a tournament, if you're in a gunfight facing each other, that's one thing. But if you sneak up on somebody, just pop up 2 shots. That's good. I'll shoot twice. Let's see. Where were we? There we go. I don't think Marbs is that great. The new Marbleizer is a lot better. The Marbleizer, up until this last batch, it's not been as good as it used to be. Someone said in here, that's what I'm trying to find. Oh, I'm old. Anthony Harrow, 44 Monday. Oh, I'm falling apart. I've already fallen apart, Bornax. Happy birthday on Monday. Everybody tell Anthony happy birthday. Graffiti is a good paint for an Azoden Chaos 2. You should have no problem shooting graffiti as long as it's been kept properly. And that's one of the videos I plan on doing in the next couple weeks is a storing your paint video. Dye got rid of their paint because people didn't want to pay for good paint. That's part of it. I mean, the box for dye was ridiculous. I mean, it was like a $3 box. And boxes should be like 75 cents to $1.25 for a really high-end one. But, I mean, they put like $3 into a freaking cardboard box. So their paint was really expensive. Let's see. My thoughts on the Spider is don't buy Spiders. The older Spiders and Spider Compacts from back in the 90s, those things were really good. Nowadays, they're a beginner gun. They're not going to be super durable. For the same money, you can get a good Tippmann. Vladimir, you got to clean your gun. Gear for the weekend, all right. If I missed you saying bye, appreciate it for stopping by. Let's see. Got any Pro Ball paint? Not in here, but we do have some Zap Pro Ball, which is not really the same. But yeah, Zap Pro Ball is pretty good. It's about like Draxus Silver. It's $60 paint. I like it. Chandler Burrell says any paint you buy at a field will be good for the Azoden gun. Pretty much, unless they have a really high-end one like a Hellfire or something like that. Don't get that. A Game of Bones, Bornak said he got shot 3 times, called himself out, and then got shot another 14 times after I called myself very annoying. Yeah. one of those big games, I mean, you're getting shot by 40 people. You might be like, I'm out. That person over there doesn't know where you are. Or a lot of times, that person over there knows for freaking sure well that you're out and you're walking out and they hadn't shot anybody all day. And they're like, there's somebody, I know he's out, but I'm a badass because I can hit that guy who's already out. And those people, they should be kicked out. Not old, just seasoned. No, I'm old. I'm old. I've lived a long, hard life, let me tell you. I have the Zodin Chaos 2, and Graffiti is best for that gun. Yeah, Cameron Clark, you're right. Graffiti is a fantastic paint. It's consistent. It's going to shoot straight. Jack Lucas was one that said, I don't think Marge is that great. Yeah, back in the 90s, it was the best paint on the planet. It's freaking amazing. And then companies go, hey, we're going to buy other companies, and we're not going to make the same product. We're going to make it the same name, but it's not the same product. And Marbleizer dropped off a lot. But it started to pick up. And somebody was saying something about Marbleizer at CPX. There we go, Michael Dingo. CPX Marbleizer was the only paint CPX would sell for the longest time was $75 a case. A day of play did get pricey. Yes. CPX had Marbleizer, Evil, and 5 Star. All were the same price. They were like $70 at the Living Legends game. And they told everybody, hey, because it was so cold that everything was getting brittle, they made the announcement, hey, if you bring your Evil and your 5 Star back to the trailer, we will trade it out for the Marbleizer because it's really cold and brittle, and that's really going to be the only paint that works in this environment right now. So I switched over to Marbleizer. I had a fantastic time. It didn't have a single barrel break. The paint at AFPL, well, not really sure because it was super hot. It was like 104, 106 degrees, something like that. So it was a little bouncy, but I think a lot of it was because it was 104 to 106 degrees. I had most people were saying it shot fine. It was Defy, D3FY, but Defy. So yeah, and they only brought, I think, a little bit of their 2 high-end paints, or their highest end paint, and then the medium grade is what they bought. And so what gets me is when people buy the cheapest paint and then they complain about it. I can understand if they're not getting a single shot off or the paint is just doing something like that. But if you're buying $35, $40 paint and you're complaining that it's not hitting your target or that it's bouncing, buy better freaking paint. I never had that problem with Hellfire. Now, I don't buy Hellfire if I'm shooting a semi because I'm shooting a case and a half to 2 cases. But I'm also not going to buy Infinity and then go, well, this paint sucks, man, because I know exactly what Infinity does. It bounces, but it shoots pretty straight for a $40 paint. So you get what you pay for. Let's see. And see, rental players are going to shoot Infinity. So Vladimir, when rental players have cheap paint and they hit me and bounce, I tell them they hit me. That's a great thing to do. I carry around usually a barrel plug or a squeegee or some small trinket. If a rental player shoots me, I'm like, man, good shot. And be sure to go tell people who shot you good shot. Don't just be like, oh, yeah, that's bullcrap, man, you got lucky. Because nobody wants to hear that. Do you want to hear somebody, when you shoot them, go, that was a lucky shot? Now, if it's your buddy and you're joking around, oh, that was a lucky shot, you got me, that's one thing. But, I mean, tell a person who got you, good shot. Good shot, man. Hey, you get hit, you don't have to go up to them. If you're across the field, if you watch my videos, 99% of the time, I get shot. I'm like, hey, man, good shot, good shot. Or I'm like, I'm already hit, because I've gotten hit like 47 times. But it's one or the other. It's never ignoring somebody. If someone gets you, tell them good shot. It's not like you're going to die. The other day, Bornax played, surrendered 5 players in the game, was so proud of himself. I'm proud of you, Bornax. Diablo Heat was a good paint and cheap. Yes, it was. Diablo, I like Diablo paints. They were good. Now it's pretty much Draxus. Racing Rivals Ryan, do I think graffiti is good in the cold? Yes. Now, depends on how cold. Like out here in California, 45 degrees is cold. At least where I live. So what cold are you talking about? You yell bounce? Yeah, that's another thing. Excuse me. If you're playing with somebody and they hit you, don't just tuck in and keep playing. Let them know. That's my suggestion. You don't have to, but if you're like, hey, it bounced, it got me here, but it bounced, show them. Because, I mean, if you get hit in the arm and they see it coming in, and they see you tuck in, and you're tucked in for 10, 15 seconds, and you come back out, their first thought 90% of the time is, that son of a gun, man, he's cheating, he's wiping, he's a cheater, he's a piece of crap. So, if you get hit, if you have a ref nearby, ref, check me, and point where it is, say, ref, check me. They come, they look at it, they check you over. If it's clean, say, bounce. But a ref should be like, safe, he's clean, and then that should eliminate any kind of friction. 30 degrees, that's really cold. I'm not sure. I would go with a different paint probably. I would hate to buy a $60 case of paint and then get out there and it's just all fragile and spraying like you're shooting a spray can. But yeah, if I get hit, I'm always sticking my arm out. See, look, it bounced. So just let them know, and that creates a better atmosphere and makes people not think that you're cheating. I cannot stand wipers. If I had a field and I see somebody wipe a hit, they are banned from that field for life. I cannot stand wipers. I don't like people who play on. I don't like people who get hit and then tell somebody, oh, they're over there. I don't care if they're just like, oh, yeah, they're back there. Just shut up and walk off the field. Cold for me in SoCal is 70 degrees. That is correct. 70 degrees is cold down in Southern California. Yes, I caught up, Shrub Assassin. Michael Dingo again says, what gets me is casual kids with $1,000 guns buying $35 cases of paintballs and thinking their gun is junk and screw the guns up messing with dwells and pressures with zero knowledge. Freaking men. If you don't know how to work on your marker, don't just assume that it's a piece of crap. Don't get the cheapest paint. Spend an extra $10. You're going to have a better day of play. I know I do. Now, if it's like $75, and it's the field grade paint, $75, then the next step up is probably going to be $100 or something. But if you go to a field like CPX we were talking about earlier, and they have Marbleizer, that is a premium brand. So you're going to pay $75 or so. And it's worth it. It really is. Now, I would like to see them have a $60 paint, and I would if I had a field. But, geez, man, if you got an extra $10 and you want to have a good day of play, bump up to the next level of paint. That's my opinion. I get the best paint I can afford. Yeah, Jose, you would like my field because it would be awesome. As a referee, I agree, says Chandler. The guys that are asking for the check are much more appreciated than those that don't. Exactly. Now, if you're trying to get a referee to go check somebody else, don't just scream and yell at them. And don't just say, check him. Say, ref, check out the guy at the 30 Dorito. Ref, check out the guy at the saloon building that we have on this western field. Hey, ref, check out the guy on that double spool. Be specific. Don't just say, hey, ref, check him. And they get mad when the ref can't find the guy on a field of 30 or 40 bunkers. He's not watching you. He's watching 10, 20, 15, 30, 40, 50 players. So don't assume that the referee is going to know where you are talking about. Also, the referees are out there doing a freaking hard job. It might be fun to work in a paintball field, but if you appreciate your referee, give him a couple bucks. Or even say thank you. Give them a fist pound after the game's over. Ref, thank you very much. They did a really good job. Go talk to the managers and say, hey, Jimmy did a fantastic job. A friend of mine, Eli, he works at this field, Midway Paintball. He does a great job. I make sure to tell Eli or Gabe or Nolan, all these guys, or at Paintball Jungle, when Freddie was there, James, Andrew, all these guys. Hey, man, I appreciate it. Great job. Great day. I appreciate you. It goes a long way. So, yeah. Let's see. Skyler says, at 11 Legends 10, I was the furthest person on our team on Bedlam and got out by a rocket, and I walked through the alleyway by the net, which I should have. I got at least 50 in the back running out. Yeah. I mean, something like that. Oh, geez. I got lucky. I really didn't get lit up at all. I thought I was going to, and I didn't. Vladimir wants to move close to a field, so it ain't far. I live an hour away from SC. Yeah, but an hour to go to SC Village? SC Village is an expensive place. I don't like their SC gold paint. I shot graffiti at Decay of Nations last year. It shot all right. It wasn't the best graffiti I've ever shot. But people complain about the price at a field like SC Village or CPX or Paintball Explosion, all these fields that have amazing scenario fields. And like SC Village has like 8 of them. Well, if you go to a regular field, you're going to pay $25. You go to SC Village, you're probably paying $50 just to play. But the experience to walk onto these and feel like you're in Baghdad, to feel like you're in the Vietnam jungles, to feel like you're in Beirut or somewhere, it is ridiculous how much fun it is to play at a field like that. Now, maybe you can't play it every single week, or you go to like Hollywood Sports Park, owned by the same people as SC Village, and you go in there and you see a prop from a movie, or you see Will Smith out there playing paintball. You can't do that at just your regular everyday field. Nuketown's another one, exactly, Carl Owens. So these fields like that are really, really awesome. I would suggest going at least once. Now, if you're just saying, hey, I'm going to go play speedball at SC Village and it costs $50, you might not get the same satisfaction unless some famous Hollywood celebrity's there or some athlete or something like that. So I definitely suggest going out to play at one of those. Hey, B-Cobb Jackson, you the man. I appreciate that. It is fun. Explosion lost their Nuketown? Really? I didn't know about that. Yeah, CPX, their fields Bedlam and Armageddon. Shoot. Those things are ridiculous. I mean, you got 2-story structures in some of the areas. I mean, it's just... It's like playing in an actual battlefield. Terry Clown, what's up, Andrew? How you doing, buddy? See, Racing Rivals Ryan. MagFed versus Speedball. Who would win? LO, my opinion, Speedball will win. Speedball will freaking kill him. Unless it's an elimination game and the MagFedders shoot him in the first 20 shots. Because, I mean, reloading mags, I mean, plus the Speedballers are going to be laying down paint. MagFed guys, there's not a lot of full auto or ramping MagFed markers. Oh, the Empire box real fast. That was a Vanquish GT. I did a review on it. But we had at a lockdown, I think it was a lockdown scenarios game. Maybe Fatal. I think it was Fatal. It was Fatal game, yeah. At Capital Edge, or Combat Zone Paintball in Orville, California. We had, all the MagFedders were on one team. And during the regular play, we kind of beat them. What can I say? We beat them. But during the final battle, it's a 15-minute final battle, or 20-minute final battle, and it's respawn the entire time. So you get shot, you go back, touch the start, come back, touch the start, come back. Well, the MagFedders, they brought all their paint out, and we shot them, and we got shot too. I mean, so it's not like we're better shots or anything. But they'd shoot us, we'd go, we'd touch back in, we'd have 6 pods, 8 pods, a hopper with 200 paintballs. They would take out all their magazines, so they took out 10 magazines. That's like 200 paintballs. So after 4 to 5 minutes max, all the MagFed players are standing on the back wall. We're like, why are they not coming out and playing? Then we were like, they're out of paint. They shot their 150 paintballs. So, yeah, if you're in a situation like that, Speedballers will win every freaking time. Skyler says he always tries to surrender rentals when he's playing with them, but they always shoot me point blank when I yell surrender. Yeah, a couple things you can do. You can actually, if you're sneaky enough, man, I got an itch. If you're sneaky enough, go around and tag them. Now, 2 things you can do. If you tag them with the barrel of your marker, make sure your finger is not on the trigger, because you don't want to jolt it or anything and squeeze. Just go up and tag them on the shoulder. Just boom, you're out. Or go up with your hand, put it on the shoulder, say, player, you're out. From behind, if they turn on you, then shoot them. Or get ready. If you're like, surrender, and they start turning, shoot them. Most fields have a surrender rule. Either it's like 10, 20 feet and it's mandatory, or LK Vlogs, thank you for making it. Or they'll say, absolutely, you do not have to surrender no matter what. It's incumbent on the players to say, yes, I want to surrender. Now, allergies are killing me. Yes, I want to surrender, or no, I don't. If you got somebody dead to rights, shoot them in the pack. If you shoot them pop in the pack from 5 feet away, they're going to hear it, and you're going to be able to shoot them. As soon as you shoot them, pop, turn away. So that way, if they shoot you in the back, you'd be like, ref, they shot me in the back. I'd already shot them right there. They turned and shot me. So yeah. What's the Empire Box? We already did that. Lol. Where we go? Chandler Burrell says if they both only have 15 balls, that's tough. That is. It all depends on skill level of the players. They would both have to only the max of the mag would hold. That'd be a good idea. Michael says, I really wish that somebody would invent a reasonably priced high-pressure compressor and fill station combo for the consumer to buy instead of goofing around with scuba tanks like I do. That's not going to happen. Compressors for a good one, 15 grand. For an average one, 8 to 10,000 bucks. So I don't ever see a small pancake compressor that can actually fill a tank in less than an hour or two being less than like 500 bucks. And get the rest attention. I'm assuming that's for the surrender. Yes. If the better chance of getting people to be called out is to get the ref's attention. Say, ref, I'm getting ready to do this, especially with younger players, because you want to be safe. Same thing with like if you use the Tippmann Squad Buster grenade or the BT-8 or M8 or the whatever Empire grenades and stuff like that. Because if you get one drop on them of paint with the grenades, most places say they're out. But you can't feel it. So if you throw paint grenade and it hits right here and just sprays on their arm, unless it's bare skin, they're probably not going to feel it. So what I do is like, ref, that bunker right there, say that sheet metal bunker right there, it looks like a truck, whatever. I'm going to throw this grenade. Will you go check these guys? Then the ref gets over in place. Then you throw the grenade, and if it sprays on him, the ref should be like, he's out, he's in, he's out. And it causes a lot less arguments. Love the show, Carl Owens says. Good night. Good night, Carl Owens. I'm about to say good night, too, in just a couple minutes. 1 a.m. in Maryland. That is true. It is 1 a.m. It's 10:05 in California. Michael says, when I was referee, I'd get shot all the time, especially when I paint check a guy because jerks trying to bunker players in the middle of a paint check, which I think is trash. Exactly. That's what the tournament scene adds to. I'm not saying the tournament scene's bad, but it does make people go, ooh, they're distracted for some reason. I'm going to go bunker them now. We had a rule that when we first had our field in Missouri in 97 to 99, neutral paint checks. So if a player is called for a paint check or is calling for a paint check on himself or herself, the ref goes over there, excuse me, that player is neutral. He can't shoot, he can't move, he can't be shot at, and nobody can actually move up on him. So if it's like one-on-one, and where am I? So if it's one-on-one and this guy is getting a paint check and I go over there and I'm checking him, this guy can't move around or move forward and get a different spot. If it's the last two people, it's just a neutral field. Really can't do that anymore. But yeah, if I'm a ref and someone bunkers the person I'm checking, I'm having a talk with them, especially in a rec play. A lot of fields don't allow bunkering. I probably would try to stay away from it and say, unless it's airball, practice, something like that for a tournament. If it's a bunch of walk-ons and rental players, I'm against bunkering. So Vladimir says some people don't like being touched, so I just aim for the side of their pod pack so I don't hit them. Yeah, that's going back to the touch them on the shoulder. Yeah, that's probably the best thing is to shoot them in the pod pack or shoot them like in the foot, the butt. That's a good spot to shoot them. But try not to hit them like in the sides. That just stings, and don't aim for the back of the head. That's just mean. Aim for a pod so all the paint can fall too. Yeah. Feel like MagFed players don't have the same fun as speedballers, says Racing Rivals Ryan. They run out of mags like nothing. Yeah, MagFed, a lot of what they do is after the game's over, they go and talk about MagFed for 15, 20, 30 minutes. And that's fine. If you don't like that, don't play MagFed. If you like it, play MagFed. I am not a huge fan of sitting around between games for a long time because when I go out and pay money to play paintball, I want to play as much as possible. So I don't like sitting around. But, excuse me, all my friends who are MagFed players, love them to death. They're great guys. Have a great time playing with them. I just don't get a chance to very often. Let's see. Aim for the pods. Let's see. Jake. LK Vlogs. Jake, I know I'm kind of here, but I try to make every live stream. Can I be a moderator? Maybe. But make sure, Chandler Burrell says, make sure you have a ref jersey on of a very distinct or a very distinctive shirt on. Yes, if I'm reffing, I'm wearing like a blaze orange t-shirt. Because, I mean, most people don't have blaze orange because it stands out like crazy. What are some good pod packs for like around $40 to $50? It's either the Valken Redemption or the Valken Fate. I believe it's the Valken Fate pod packs. Those are nice. How do you become a moderator? I pick somebody and say, you're a moderator. Right now, I think I just have one or two. Not a problem, LK Vlogs. Roberto, once I went to a local big game and told the ref to check the MagFed player, and he was cleaning. I don't get it. I don't do a lot of moderators because right now it's pretty easy to do this. And then if somebody's like, hey, you're all moderators. You get to be a moderator, and you get to be a moderator, and you get to be. So, it depends. A couple people that I trust, that I know from Brad's Paintball Ruin My Life live stream, they're moderators in there too. So I was like, hey, let me give them a shot. They've done a good job. So yeah, he's saying he was cleaning the paint. Who was cleaning the paint? The MagFed player was cleaning his paint or cleaning... Told her he was like wiping the paint off of him? Like, oh, this is dirty? Or... Oh, does that happen? I don't like that at all. At freaking all. Michael says, I'm not a fan of MagFed because of all the silly downtime involved with cleaning mags, loading mags, being distracted mid-gunfight, swapping mags, and then talking about cleaning mags, and then talking about your loadout. Yes, it does get kind of old. But it can also be really fun as a change of pace for me. I wouldn't want to do it for like an entire regular day of play, but for like an event, like a MagFed only game or something like that, that is a more than just a 5 or 10 minute game, for like a 24-hour game. I would do that a lot sooner than I would because then I can control when I want to take a break. I can control when I'm switching out my magazines and filling them and cleaning them. I can control that. If it's something like, okay, let's go out and play 2 15-minute games, and then you play, and then you come back and you sit for 30 minutes, I don't like it. I don't like that aspect of it. But it's also really fun to sit there and talk to the guys. We got a lot of good MagFed players out here, and they're really good guys, and they make it more interesting and make me more apt to play it because they're awesome. Like wiping the paint. Yeah, see that? If that was my field, that guy would be banned for life. No ifs, ands, or buts. And I would tell every single player, that's one of the safety briefing deals, and they would sign away. And I would have it big saying, and I'd have signs up, if you are caught wiping, you are banned for life. I don't care if it's my brother. I might even just like move his hand and make it look like he's wiping to ban him. My most painful experience, one that I remember, when we had neutral paint checks at our field in Missouri, this guy was at a bunker, and it was only about this tall. He was laying down. I run up to bunker him, I slide in, and he's like, paint check, paint check. So, okay, paint check. And I put my marker down, and I was the ref also, because we did a lot of that back in the 90s where, hey, let's play, and then let's all just kind of check each other, you know. So I get ready to check him, and he goes, oh, I'm clean, sticks his gun over the bunker, boom, literally hits me in the head with a barrel, and when he hits, he shoots. So it's either that close or touching. And I mean, like, I was like, oh, my eyes like welled up with tears, just couldn't help it. And I cried like a little baby. I didn't do that, but I was like, okay, dude. I was like, oh, come on, you're out. I'm out too, but come on, let's leave the field. I need to talk to you. And I talked to him for about 5 minutes. I said, dude, if you ever do that again, you will not be welcome back here. That's not safe. Yeah. Wow, a cheater who didn't chrono his marker and broke your friend's lens. That's dangerous. Always chronograph your markers. If the field limit's 280, set your marker at 265, 270. You don't have to push that 280, 279, 280. Come on, man, ref, come on, man. 265 shoots about 95% as well as 280. And in fact, I like 270 is about my sweet spot for my marker. Most fields around here are 285, 290, some are 280. I put it at 270, and I'm just like 270, 271, 270, 268, 271, 269, 270. I mean, it just flies better. I don't know if a lot of y'all watch baseball or not, but Greg Maddux, Hall of Fame baseball player, pitcher. Fastball for him, 86, 87 miles an hour. Might not break a glass window, but he could hit the catcher right there, 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 there, wherever he wanted to put that ball. And I think it could be just my thought process, but to me, if you're over pitching or overthrowing or shooting too fast, then it's going to have an adverse effect on the paintball. And it's going to make it not as accurate. So, 285 in Mexico. Excuse me. Now, Roberto, do they go by meters? Do they do like, what would that be, like 95 meters per second? Or do they just go by feet in Mexico? Let's see. NXL should kick it down to 285. I think the NXL should go to 285 and take off ramping and do it like 10 balls a second cap, or just say you can do it as fast as you want, but just crack down on illegal boards and stuff like that. Feet per second, okay. Michael Dingo, I feel like pump gun events are way more my cup of tea over MagFed because I can carry tons of paint in a basic hopper and still have that feel like I need to play more conservative. Agreed. Excuse me. Ramping is insane. Ramping, if everybody's doing it, it's fine. I cannot stand ramping on rec ball fields because most people are out there with Tippmans and you're going, okay, pop, 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 shooting 10, 12 balls a second, really? Against kids who played twice in their life, if that. It's just stupid. Now, in tournament play, everybody ramps, but I think that takes away the skill. This is a skill. Going pop, 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 and it keeps that gun steady. It makes a first-time player be able to shoot his gun every bit as fast as Ollie Lane. And that just, in my opinion, shouldn't happen. So, should you buy paintballs and stuff like that, or that's not necessary? Racing Rivals Ryan, it depends on your field. If your field allows you to bring your own paint, check and see what the prices are. And if the prices are in line with the manufacturer's advertised price, or what you'll see if you go to Valken Paintball, you Google it, I don't know their web address, but say you go to Valken, their website, and you see Infinity for $40. If you go to the field and it's $40, $45, buy it from the field. It probably is going to be about $5 more a case. Just like if you go to 7-Eleven for a gallon of milk instead of going to Walmart, you're paying $1 to $2, $3 more for that exact same gallon of milk. It's a convenience factor. But if your field allows you to bring your own paint, get paint from a local field, local store. I don't suggest buying paint on the internet. A lot of times it can mess up in shipping. And even if they will refund it, it's a hassle. So I would suggest going to a local field or store and then opening the paint up. Not the bags individually, but open the box up, look at all the paint, make sure it's not super oily. If it's got a little bit of oil, like one of these had some oil, you probably can't see it. But, well, you can tell where it touches that. There's a little bit of oil on there. But, I mean, you can take this and do that, and it's pretty much gone. I mean, if you do that, if you move it around, then and it's still really oily, ask the company, wherever you're going, say, hey, can I get a different bag? Can I get a different box? Most of the time they're going to say yes because they want you to get a good product because they want you to come back. So if it's field paint only, or FPO as Brandon Hardy says, then you have to buy paint at that field. And I strongly suggest that you don't go, oh, okay, well, I'm going to bring my own paint and put it in my car, and then I'm going to go buy one case or one bag from them, then I'm going to sneak my other paint in. Too many people start doing that, and the field's closed. And then what do you have? Nothing to play on. I mean, that's where the fields make their money. And the fields should be supported. If you like the field, if it's a good field, it might cost you a little bit more, but instead of going 2 times or once every month, go 2 times every 3 months. And instead of going 4 times a month, go 3 times a month if you can't afford it. But, exactly, Chandler, the oil in the bag, if it's a whole lot of it, it's not good. But if it's a little bit and you can just kind of do this and kind of move the paint around and it kind of absorbs into it, that's fine. Broken paint is not good. Broken paint is going to be not translucent. You can't see through it really at all. It's going to be paint. If that's the case, definitely get another box or another bag of paint. Unless they're like, hey, we'll sell it to you for cheap, then there's an easy way you can do it. Get a big towel, pour the paint out about 200 or 300 at a time, take the towel, just kind of fold it over and just kind of rub the paint off. It's not ruined, so I mean you can still use it. But what was I saying? Oh, so yeah, don't try to sneak paint onto a field, especially if it's field paint only. Go ahead, suck it up, pay the price, or go to a different field if you can. But yeah, support these local fields because if you don't, there's not going to be anywhere to play. What Vanquish? I don't know what you're talking about, Tech Horde. It's behind me. I don't see it. Vanquish. I like the idea of tournaments being semi-auto with a 12 ball per second cap. It should be manageable by most players. You still get that little extra skill bump added to the game. True, but I like even slower than that. What box? Oh, is there a box over here? Oh, what box? I'd like it to be like 8 balls a second. 8 balls a second. Because there's more movement. Paintball on TV, honestly, to me, is boring. You go out there, you're ready, set, go, brrr, get to the first bunker, and they all just sit there. Dump more paint in and get in one spot. There is some movement, but not nearly as much as there used to be. I mean, you'd have people moving around. I'd like to see a format that you could actually watch woods ball. Woods ball to me is much more fun. There's a lot more action, movement, stuff like that, as opposed to just hosing a lane, just going, hey, yeah, oh, I don't know, I'm not even looking down here, I'm just dumping paint. And that's just, I mean, these players are skilled, don't get me wrong. I'm not saying they can just do this with a finger. No. You go, like, you get Dynasty, Edmonton Impact, all these top-level teams, or even, I mean, you go get the D5 teams, which are the lower divisions. There are some really freaking good players out there. So it's not just that they're sitting here going, That's true. Tech Horde, they don't actually reload like that. Since they're sponsored, they miss half the paint. Yeah, a lot of times. I don't know how many times I've seen someone do that and just dump it and not a single paintball goes in. They're like, oh, you got another pod. But the sponsorships aren't nearly what they used to be. Sponsorships for teams like Die or like Dynasty and Edmonton Impact are like that. They can pretty much shoot however much paint they want, and they either get it super cheap or free or get paid to shoot it. But those guys are good enough not to miss their hopper. So, oh, okay, Racing Rivals Ryan. I meant to ask if I should buy paintball pants or if it's not really necessary. That's a totally different question. So, yes. I think Houston Heat is the most money-influenced paintball team, Tech Horde says. Possibly, but Edmonton Impact, from what I understand, is owned by somebody who might be a billionaire. So, but back to the paintball pants. I wear paintball pants. I love them. Some people don't wear paintball pants. They wear like BDUs or camouflage pants or something like that, blue jeans even. I like my paintball pants because I've got a spot where I can put my squeegee. I've got a spot where I can carry my keys. I've got all these different pockets. I got a really good deal on them. But you don't have to wear paintball pants. Tech Horde. Have I heard of CK? I have never heard of Contract Killer. Shrub Assassin. Would you say that's good for them to do that? Would I say what is good for them to do that, Shrub Assassin? Or your local pro shop won't let me use the paint I buy in their shop on their field? They own the field and the store? And they won't let you use their paint on their field? That's stupid, in my opinion. Why? I would never buy paint from them. If they owned a field and a store, and I couldn't buy their paint at their store and use it on their field, if it's not good enough to use on the field, I'm definitely not going to buy it. I'm not going to support somebody like that. Now, they could have a good reason, though. They could have, say they have GI paint, and they get it, and several other places get this special GI paint for their field. Probably a white fill or some proprietary writing on it, so they make sure that that is the field paint. So I can understand that, but if I own that field and that store and I used a special paint, I would sell that paint at my store too. I mean, because I think if the person is a customer, but that's me, I think they absolutely have the right to do that. I just don't think it makes good business sense. Just my opinion. Then again, they might be multi-billionaires. Tech Horde has somehow become an ambassador for them and get 25% off for who? Bornax wears thongs. I'm not eating anything tonight. Shrub, they don't give you something to prove it. Just play without your knee pads. Your knees will be angry with you. Yeah, I wear knee pads most of the time. Not all the time. Ian's back. Awesome. Does the Eve actually echo robot? I'm assuming the Ego? Or the EVS. Probably the EVS. The EVS, I loved them. I had them for about 6 months. Best vision of any goggles I've ever had in my life. Super comfortable. The foam was really easy to replace. The goggles, the lenses were ridiculously easy to replace. The only bad thing was it did echo some. I'd sit here and it's like somebody yelling at me. I'm like, what? I'd have to pull my earpiece out. Or if I'm yelling, hey, guy, it would bounce back. So, yeah. That was the only bad thing about them. It wasn't bad enough to where I was like, these are bad goggles. But I got the i5s, and they don't do that. And I think, for me, they're better goggles. But don't take anybody's word on goggles. Don't take anybody's word and just get something because somebody says it. Just because I'm like, if I was like, man, the best gun ever is the Dangerous Power G3, man. It's the best gun in the world. If I felt that way, then I'm pretty stupid. Because it's not. But don't take my word for it that it's not the best gun in the world. If you personally like it, freaking use it, man. I agree. I don't like Dangerous Power at all. I think for the most part, they're not that great. If you maintain them, they can perform really well. Especially like the G5 and like the Fusion or FX or whatever it is. But you're not going to catch me shooting a Dangerous Power. I'm going to shoot a freaking Mini over the best Dangerous Power any day. I'll take an old beat up invert Mini, 5 years old, over a brand new Dangerous Power and go out and play. And I know that Mini is probably going to work. Vanquish versus the Carney. Vanquish is $1,200. Carnivore is for sale for $900. What? Yep, I'm selling it because I'm wanting to get a Jeep. You had the ProFlex 8, disliked them. Got the eFlex, loved it. eFlex was my favorite goggle until the EVS came out. Well, not my favorite. The regular ProFlex is my favorite goggle of all time. I let someone use it at a paintball field about 6 months ago, and I think they walked off with them. I don't think they stole them. I think they just walked off with them. It was a new player. Their goggles, they had rental goggles, and they were all scratched up and beat to crap. And I was like, all right, here you go. You want to try some of these? And they're like, these are really nice. And then they left, and they either took them to the counter or took them home. And I don't have my ProFlexes anymore. That makes me sad. But the Vanquish is a good gun. I like it a lot. I've only really shot the original one, just the regular Vanquish. And I'm not going to get an LV 1.5 because I just don't like poppets, even though it's really nice. Then trade you for a Geo 3.5. Skylar at Living Legends 9, you were on the hill at the final battle and accidentally shot your teammate in the back. He turns and shoots me 15 times in the face and neck. Wow. That's just bullcrap. Yeah, I've played a final battle of the field, and I'm leaning out of a bunker just barely, just pop, 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 pop. Like the 5th shot, a dude runs through my stream. He's on my team. He's like, dude, learn how to effing shoot. I'm like, dude, learn how to not run through a stream of paint. I mean, I couldn't see him. There's a big spool like this. So, I mean, I couldn't see anything to the left. I'm leaning out and I'm like, pop, 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 pop. And the 5th shot hits him like at 10 feet in the back of the neck. And he screams at me. I'm like, that's your fault, dude. Sorry, but... And it was a respawn game, too. But he got shot right in the back of the neck. I'm sure it hurt. But I'm like, dude, pay attention. Would it be a pain to use the Axe 2.0 with sort of big hands? I've got pretty meaty hands. The 2.0 is a little bit more compact than the regular Axe. Who asked that question? Brandon. But I think it feels fine. It feels about like a mini GS. It's a little bit bigger than mini GS, about halfway between them. I prefer the way the Axe feels, but I also prefer the way the Axe 2.0 feels over the E-Tech 2 or the Ego 2. Or man, it's late. I'm getting ready to get off here. Give it about 2 more minutes. You wish Michael Dingo wishes that Evil would make a new minion. Enjoyed owning a gun. Should have never traded yours. A lot of people liked them. Leave it at that. Skylar, your nose and mouth were bleeding. Plus, you had cuts from the shell of my face. Had to go to the medic tent. Yeah, see, that person should be kicked out of that game. Shrub Assassin, Mrs. Angel. Tech Horde wants a CS1. Anthony Haro, if you're still here, he's got a CS1 that he's selling. Let's see. Tech Horde got your 3.5. Should have spent the money for extra 150 for a CS1. Yeah, probably so. Excuse me. Let's see. Where is it? Okay, I'll do this real quick. I'm going to show this, and then I'm going to get off here. This is a Vanquish. I did an unboxing video on this earlier. Please like and share and all that kind of crap. So, E-Tech 5, 160 Legion, Shocker. Yep, those are nice. Your uncle has an anvil, probably an angel, but I know what you mean. Opening again, $200 resale value. Nope. This is straight up brand freaking new. So there's the barrel. I really like the way this marker fits. The one thing I don't like is the way this pouch here. I don't like how this marker fits in here because it's really, really tight. I don't want to take that out too many times, but this is what they call the lead. I'm not keeping it. Well, unless we find somebody to buy it by Tuesday. These are $11.99. I really like it a lot. I'd like to find somebody to buy it and then say, hey, do a shooting video on it. I'd be like, sweet. Comes with 4 backs. 6.9. I don't know. It comes with 4 backs. These are $11.99.99. They're freaking awesome. This is the Vanquish GT. I like that this is a nice, large, huge button. You just push that in, pull it out. Very similar to the previous Vanquish bolt and engine. Just push it in. I really like this. I like how it's nice and bright, and I like how it's on the foregrip instead of in the back. So when you're shooting, you can just look down. So I can go like that and look down. And I can see 710, low PSI pressure, BPS is 15. If it's on the back, I have to look back here. So, yeah, this is going to be for sale. And then if we don't sell it by Tuesday, we're shipping it back because what happened is the customer saw the original flyers and stuff, said that the one that was lead, this was all this gray part was black and all the green was gray. So the highlights were gray or silver, the eye covers, the trigger frame, all that stuff for the lead. And then after we ordered it, the Empire goes, or GI was like, oops, we made a mistake. This is lead. And the other one is called Raider. So it sucks. But yeah, they sent us this one. The customer was like, no, I wanted the one that they said was lead, and it's actually called Raider now. So we're going to switch it in there. But yeah, I really like the feel of it. I like this trigger. I haven't taken this apart because it's not ours. I don't want to get any tool marks on it. But it comes with one tool that you take this whole thing apart with, which is really nice. It comes with this thing here, detaches. The Velcro's on. You get 4 backs. That was a 6.9. Whoops. That was a 691, I believe. Here's a 688. 685, which I'd use that one quite a bit. And 682, which this would probably be the one that I use more than any, the 682. But yeah, I like the Vanquish platform. It's nice, quiet, consistent, very consistent. They're just fantastic markers. And if you got it from NorCal Paintball, brand new, then you would get a lifetime labor warranty thrown in for free. And Andrew, you know all about that lifetime labor warranty. I don't need anything less than a 685. I do. I need a 682 because I have a pump and the bolt shoots forward, or when I pump it, the ball goes rolly, rolly, rolly out of the barrel. So I need a 682 for most of the paints I shoot. For open bolt markers, then yes, a 689 is okay, but I need to put up the accuracy test that I did with those 3 same barrels. The 3 barrel inserts, the 695, 682, and 677. With the Hellfire, New World, and Rip paint. 679 is a great one. Personally, the 682 is what I use more than anything. But this right here, I really like this trigger. Feels good. You can put, if you want to, you can put 3 fingers and just go to town. This thing, Andrew, this thing will look really good hanging, just sitting here shooting people. I bet you can shoot your dad. You take him out, he'd be like, man, I'll give you my M2. You'll be like, no, I'm taking the Vanquish. So, but yeah, can you get a used CS1 from your store? Sometimes. When we get them, they go fast, and we don't know when we get them because it's just when people come in and they're like, hey, I want to sell this. But we've sold 3 or 4 used CS1s. So, Shrub Assassin, you're welcome for all the questions, but my voice is getting kind of hoarse. You'll shoot me, Andrew, after I talk good stuff about you all this time, saying that you've gotten a lot better, and please don't do that. No, remember, if you shoot me, you owe me $100. That you signed that away when you bought that Axe Pro. So, anyway, guys, I'm getting out of here because it's getting kind of late. Value your 160R real fast. I don't know. That is like a market question, whatever the market bears. I'd give you 150, definitely. Thanks for the comfy stream. You're welcome. Thanks for subbing. I appreciate it. Again, when I hit 700, I'm giving this lanyard away. Nothing huge. But when I hit 750, I'm giving away this awesome Exalt Pizza Tech Mat. Look how big this thing is. It's friggin' huge. It's got all the O-ring sizes on it. It's got a nice Exalt deal. And you can wear it as a pizza volcano. So when I get 750, so like, share, tell your buddies, hey, there's this crazy guy. And a firm high five. Yes, high five. Boom. All right. Well, like and subscribe. When you watch one of my videos, please hit that thumbs up. On this, please hit that thumbs up. It really does help. If you watch a video, take the 2 seconds to move the mouse over, go click, thumbs up. That's all it takes. But I will see y'all in the future.